dude, I was just like, at one point I was on stage and I was like, man, I am a placeholder right now. You're just on stage watching people not give a fuck about what you are saying because Bobby just fucking annihilated.
All right, I get what you're saying, but again, knowing how I know how I view you, and I know there's a million other people who do. You're telling me you don't think that there's some level of like this is self-loathing?
No, it's a physical actuality. It is
just don't believe it.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, it's just a physical. I'm not trying to be humble in any fucking way. I'm letting you know it is a straight up A plus B equals C. It's just what it is. And Bobby's like, Bobby does this look where he's like, what? Dude, my favorite is one time I saw him murder at the Cellar back, like, I think it was when I was opening for him before I was passed. And he gets off stage and I was like, Jesus, Bobby. And he goes, I'm a fucking hammer. And I was just like, God damn it.
This is what I do. Yeah.
He's like, I'm a fucking hammer. I'm like, you goddamn right you are. But he was a guy that came into my life. And obviously I was like learning about him that he was the first one that's like, yeah, dude, you got to fucking take care of your mental health. Got to fucking And, I go to the same therapist that him and a lot of other comedians use. But it was like, oh shit, man, this shit. It's like going to a trainer when you're an athlete. You're like, you got to keep your knees loose.
So you think being a comic is harsher on the brain than the average career?
No, because whenever anyone's like, you guys go on stage and you do that, I'm like, dude, opening a small business in a Midwestern city,
that's a grind. That's
a fucking grind. But not going Thursday through Saturday to a sweet gig.
I agree with that, but I just said this on this is the first episode of this show. I was like, every time I talk about the struggles of this type of job, I always preface it with like, I know I'm not a coal miner, Yeah. But in my mind, I think I'm like the internet coal miner, where I know it's not physically hard or whatever, but what I do is probably more like taxing on like your brain and your heart than the guy who can like just go to work and come home and like, and I think the comics have that as well, where it is probably more of a mental struggle than some jobs.
I think younger in my career, I was way more harsh on myself about that, just because, if you work a couple of hard jobs, even in the restaurant industry, you fucking bust for a year, you're like, fuck this shit. I was very like, I used to be tired when I worked at A, B, or C, but now what I've realized is like, oh yeah, it is like to do 2 headlining shows in a night on a Friday, you're fucking wiped afterwards. Like like I taped the HBO special and, I learned that I should never throw an after party. I'm not one of those guys.
You want to be done, right?
God bless Chappelle and all those cool guys that can just fucking have, like, I've been to like after parties where I'm like, this is awesome. And it's like, man, not for me. Like I did those 2. And I think it was the mix of nerves and like getting the set ready for fucking 10 months and actually filming it. And then I was like, man, I just want to
be done.
Eat and get high and sit in a quiet room. And like Katie was great about it. She's like, no, hang out, enjoy this, like take it in, because she knew I'm bad at that. And she's like, take it in. And I was like, all right, I'm trying to take it in. Okay, can we go? Can we go now?
I think if you make an effort, if you tried, and then it's like, but no, I'd rather just be back home. I think that's why you kind of who you are too. I think that's what why. I think if you were the after party guy, I don't know if your comedy would hit the same or you'd be as relatable or whatever it is.
Yeah, but I think other people need to, like, outside of entertainment, realize that it's like give themselves a mental break. Be like, if you're fucking homeschooling your kid and you're working from home and you got all this going on, don't feel weird for going to the basement and smoking a joint.
Yeah. Like a little bit of me time. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, but like absolutely, like don't be so harsh on yourself. And I think that's what I've been working on, and that's something that, like, in a situation like this, that why I'm so glad I'm with Katie and who she is as a person, because she's just like, dude, you are fucking tough on yourself. And I'm like, yeah, because I've always been that way by myself, and I've never had anybody really to be like, whoa, you're pushing the brake too hard. 100%. You're like wearing your brake pads out, and it's like, oh shit. Because I think I don't know. I think I would have never stopped to fix that had it not been for the pandemic.
Really? You think it had that much of an impact? Because of perspective or just time? Like now I can't do it.
Dude, I was working every hour of every day that I was awake because I was under that impression of like, dude, this could go away. I don't know.
I always feel that way. I'm like,
this could go away. Let me go work. And I also love doing stand-up. I love doing stand-up, and I love doing the bonfire because it's being funny. Again, Billions, an unbelievable opportunity. But I don't think once Billions is done for me, don't see me being like on the new Stars Power Book 3. And it's like Soder's playing a corrupt detective that's going after 50 Cent. It's like, you know, I don't know. It
was just kind of like a stars aligned. It was a good thing.
Yo, man, awesome opportunity. Got to learn how to act around some of the best actors going right now.
Right.
It's like, man, what an opportunity. And I'm just going to shut the fuck up. And hopefully the next thing that one of my friends puts me in, I do a better job. But it's like, man, because, you know, you have agents that you get into, and I know this is like inside baseball, but you get like, you get an agent, you get your agents and you get something like Billions and they're like, all right, what about this? Well, you want to do this? You want to do this? And you're like, yeah, but I have the funny bone that weekend. And they're like,
are you okay serious, dude? Yeah.
Yeah, but dude, that's what it, you know, when you were asking like stand up, is that the thing? It's like, it always has been.
It'll always be the thing. Yeah.
Everything I do, I hope feeds back to my stand up.